Today, we're going to learn about the very important concept of saying no. Hi, I'm Martinek with Bona Fide Finance. And one of the things we come across with our young clients, especially those first-year physicians who have just become attendings, coming into that new doctor money, as they like to call it, there's a tendency or a struggle to try to get all this stuff accomplished in your finances because you've made it. You've accomplished this long sought-after goal, and we're starting to see the real fruits of that financially come home to you in higher compensation. But with all this delayed gratification and maybe pent-up desire that's taken place over the last several years, maybe the last decade, there can be a desire to try to accomplish it all at once, to do everything. One of the ways in which that translates in itself is starting to work more and more hours to afford all the things that you're wanting to do. Unfortunately, part of the reason why you're as well compensated as you are is because the work that you do is demanding. It's challenging. It's grueling. It wears on you. And if you work too much, you'll just simply wear yourself thin. You have to have some boundaries for self-care and knowing when enough's enough and when it's time to say, you know what, I can't do this. That no can come in places, at the workplace, maybe saying no to extra shifts or at least having only extra shifts on some of your terms, maybe not seeing another patient or wherever that boundary might need to be cut. That's an item that needs to be made by you and giving yourself permission to say, you know what, I got to take care of myself as much as I want to take care of others. But it's also, similarly with your family and things that you want to maybe be purchasing and buying for them and goals. You'll have all these goals between maybe handling the student loans and buying the house and buying the car and saving for the kids' college and going on family vacations. But you can just feel like, man, I just got to work in order to make all of this work. Well, the problem is none of us is Superman or Superwoman. If we push and demand too much on ourselves, we're going to just start to break. And maybe our bedside manners aren't as good and the quality of our care starts to suffer. So let's have some buffers that we put into place and guards, not just on the work, but maybe more so on that financial component. We don't have to accomplish everything all at once. We can just set out a couple things we're going to accomplish this year or a couple more things that we'll accomplish that year. We can start to see things in the expanse of time and trust that, hey, only doing a little bit year after year is sufficient to eventually get us to where we need to go. We don't have to turn around and try to catch up on years of delayed gratification in a single year or two. In fact, trying to do so is going to hurt you because what's probably most valuable for your long-term situation is to be able to stay in the game long-term and not to burn yourself out, be able to keep coming back to the job that you've rightfully earned and to continue to see that higher income come home to you. So, if you need some help or direction on how to work through these or just the mapping out and having that clarity and that confidence and that sense that you're doing enough and that you don't need to do more and that we don't need to get kind of carried away in lifestyle creep, why don't you consider giving us a call? We'd love to chat with you and meet with you. This is really the work we do, is giving clarity to our clients so they can move forward with confidence. And so that, maybe if they want to have a splurge on the side right now, they can go ahead and enjoy that. And that won't necessarily affect their long-term goals because we're already doing enough on the year-by-year basis. And some of these things that we need to get worked out, don't worry, we'll get them worked out over time. So yeah, please reach out. The best way to contact us is hello@bonafidefinance.com. We would love to hear from you. It'd be an honor to work with you.